The closer the date gets, the more excited I get about the Book of Boba Fett. I mean, I can't stop talking about it. We have made it through the first season of The Bad Batch and Star Wars Visions comes out next week, but it's really the Book of Boba Fett that will draw in the crowds. Hardcore fans love the animated stuff and will consume almost everything Star Wars will throw at them. But it's the live-action Star Wars stuff that will draw in the casual crowds. With the Book of Boba Fett set to air in December, here are some things to expect, and other things not to get your hopes up for. As always, I will give my theories and as to what I think will happen today on Star Wars FANATIC. If you're new to the channel or just haven't done so yet, go on and hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. Also, give the video a big thumbs up to show your love for what I do here. Now, let's get on with the show. The Book of Boba Fett will release in about 3 months. It's crazy that it was announced a year before it'll actually come out. But they did their jobs well. They made us excited and kept us talking about it for a long time. But with this long of a wait, there are a number of rumors going around as to what the show will actually entail. Rumors from guest appearances, cameos, plot points, and even the main story. But how well can we trust all this? Well, let's look at each rumor and go from there. After I get through each rumor, I will tell you the likelihood of it happening. The biggest is the one about Cad Bane returning. If you don't know who he is, Cad Bane was a bounty hunter before and during the Clone Wars. After Jango Fett died on Geonosis, Cad Bane was seen as the best bounty hunter in the business. That is, until Boba Fett dethroned him. There was an unfinished episode of the Clone Wars made that had Cad Bane and Boba Fett duel, like in the Old West. Both fired their shots and hit one another in the head. Cad Bane lay lifeless and Boba Fett's helmet got his iconic dent. We thought this was the non-canonical end to Cad Bane, but it wasn't. Bane showed up again in the Bad Batch series, but guess what? He had a metal plate where Boba Fett had shot him in their unfinished duel sequence. This is the one you'll want to stick around to the end of the video for, as far as my analysis and thoughts goes. The next is Bossk. He is rumored to appear in the Book of Boba Fett as well. Bossk and Boba Fett had a pretty tight relationship during the Clone Wars. Bossk even protected Boba for a little while, as he was learning the ropes of bounty hunting. And if you have read the War of the Bounty Hunters comics, you would have seen them actually go at each other, with the end result of Boba Fett cutting off Bossk's legs. Don't worry, he's a Trandoshan, his legs will grow back. So, Bossk didn't die in that issue. But there's still one issue remaining, as well as several from the other tie-in issues. A rumor for the actual story of the Book of Boba Fett has actually been gaining ground in the Star Wars fandom. The idea that Boba Fett will be on a revenge mission against everyone who crossed him. I made another video about this earlier this week, but I'd like to add some thoughts to it during my analysis part of this video. I would assume they're talking about people like Han Solo and Luke Skywalker, or at least those are the names fans are throwing around and hoping for. Yeah, I'll get to that. I try not to put too much stock into rumors. They're just exactly that, a disappointment waiting until the Book of Boba Fett releases to rear its ugly head. They are fun to talk about. But yes, rumors are made to sidetrack, divert attention, and surprise viewers. They aren't meant to put all our stock into, just to get us talking about the show. But some fans do get really upset when these rumors don't come true. Honestly, I don't see how some of these rumor mills still have viewers. But they are succeeding in their purpose to mislead the audience, so the surprises hit even harder. But me, I enjoy hearing them and forming my own opinions about them and talking about them. Then, when the show or movie releases, I'm not upset nor disappointed. Anyways, here is my take on all this. I'll start with the plot of the Book of Boba Fett. Revenge. That could start the show out. What I mean to say is it could be the premise for the beginning 1 to 2 chapters or episodes. It's called book, so they should call it chapters. Anyways, I don't think it will be a long-running arc though. Why? Well, Boba Fett was a bounty hunter. Whether he still is or not remains to be seen. With that profession, you're going to get double-crossed. Boba Fett would have been scorned by anyone he thought was his friend. And he did work with a lot of other bounty hunters. But they're just that. Bounty hunters. They go where they get paid to go. If the next bounty is Boba Fett, the bounty hunters will go after him. It shows this in the War of the Bounty Hunters comics. So, to go after all these other bounty hunters for doing their jobs, that's just a bit petty. Not worth Boba's time. If they come after him again, he will deal with them as he has in the past. That brings me to the Han Solo and Luke Skywalker rumor, being those Boba wants to revenge against. In short form, no. In longer form, Han Solo and Luke Skywalker were both jobs to him. Yes, Boba Fett was paid to track Luke Skywalker and bring him to Darth Vader after the first Death Star explosion. But he and Luke fought, and Luke finally escaped. But Boba Fett did take Luke's name back to Vader. Anyways, Luke really didn't do anything to Boba to deserve revenge. He and Han Solo were jobs to him. In being assets to his bounty hunting profession, Boba would expect some kind of struggle. I mean, who goes with a bounty hunter willingly? As for Han knocking Boba into the Sarlacc, he's right behind Boba Fett when he's yelling, Boba Fett, where? And was an accident, and Boba Fett would know that. He would have heard him. An unfortunate accident, but an accident all the same. Han may have it out for Boba if he hears Boba's still alive though, but Han is no longer a big prize to Boba. Darth Vader and Jabba the Hutt are both dead. There's no reason to go after Han Solo nor Luke Skywalker again. Okay, so the cameos. The biggest issue I have with cameos is they tend to water down the actual story. There's a way to do it right. The Mandalorian teetered on having too many and just enough. I think having Luke Skywalker show up was a bit much, but I'm not mad about it. I like a story to develop itself without having to rely on legacy characters to prop it up. There are cameos that make sense though, such as Bo-Katan in The Mandalorian, or as I like to call her, Bo-Karen. And if Bo-Katan is going to be in it, it almost makes sense to have Ahsoka in a guest spot as well. Boba Fett made sense in The Mandalorian because his father was a true Mandalorian. But Luke? Nah, too much. Sorry. He really had no place there other than shock and awe. It worked though. I was just as excited as everyone else to see him, but after a while I got thinking about it and I was like, why was he in it? Just thought it was a bit too much. So, for that, I think it makes sense to have Cad Bane in the Book of Boba Fett. No other bounty hunters though. As much as I would like to see the others in live action, I don't think it makes a lot of sense unless they are hired by the other Hutts to take him out. If it's really going to be Boba Fett getting revenge and hunting down, no, let's leave the other bounty hunters out of it. They were only doing what they were paid to do, and Boba would understand that because he would have done the same thing. But Cad Bane, he wasn't just a bounty hunter. He was ruthless and would kill anyone who got in his way. He had no real code. He was a mentor to Boba Fett for a bit, and Cad Bane double-crossed him. The plate on Bane's head suggests the duel was indeed canon, and now there is a rivalry set up between the two. There is a reason Cad Bane was brought back for the Bad Batch, and it wasn't just to kidnap Omega and fail. There's a bigger arc coming, whether that arc will play out in the Book of Boba Fett or the Bad Batch. We'll see, but I think it makes sense to play out in the Book of Boba Fett for the simple fact they want to show him in live action, to introduce him to a broader viewership. That, in turn, will pull more people into the Clone Wars and the Bad Batch. Fans of live action will want to know more about Cad Bane. Let's not forget that this will help bridge the gap between the Clone Wars and the original trilogy by bringing prominent side characters from that timeline. Kind of like, where are they now? But what do you think? Let me know in the comments below what you're hoping for. I do read every comment and try to respond to each and every one. It's what I do. So, drop a comment below and let's talk about it. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to stay up to date on all my Book of Boba Fett, Mandalorian, and general Star Wars theories, analysis, and discussions. Also, hit the like button and share the video with some friends to show your love and support for what I do here. My last video finally broke 1,000 views, and I'm so happy you all made that happen. Let's see if we can do that again with this one. Thank you for watching, and remember, this is the way. The only way.